Hey, just a quick update here on Sunday afternoon prior to markets opening in Asia. The SPOOs, here we go. Looking at the past week, had a nice little run after breaking down a little bit Monday and Tuesday. Here's Monday's action. So we're looking at 5 days here on the profile: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And we had a couple lower lows to begin the week, and even going back to Friday, Thursday, and Wednesday. You can see here we were kind of putting a pattern over the last couple of weeks. I just wanted to kind of talk about this, where we were kind of putting a top into this area for the good part of almost 2 weeks of trading, and then we broke down on Monday slightly to new lows, breaking those 3 or 4 days. You can see once we broke this profile area here of about 1358, we rose again. We're looking at the June contract, the M contract here also, just as an FYI. We have switched on the rollover last Thursday, so we have moved forward to the June contract for the next quarter. That being said, we broke down, and we went as low down here as 1333, which was an area of some support, some minor support, but we're going to go back a few weeks just to show you this, where this was. And that happened back in mid-February. So that area there, 1333, was a pretty natural place for us to bounce. However, I thought we'd go back and fill like the 1320-25 area, which is a bigger area. And there still may be work to do down in that 1333 area. This rally the rest of the week, the last 3 days after Tuesday's close on the lows, and on Tuesday we closed down there pretty much near the low, 35.75, and our low for the day was 33.75. It was a trend day down. Matter of fact, if you break out the profile here, you can see it pretty clearly. It was just trend day, trend day, trend day, trend day, a little bump up towards the end, and then the last half hour again sold off. But then we rallied the rest of the week. We've been in nothing but a kind of a one-timing trading, and you can see this on the profile very easily, except for the action on Friday. We closed weekly on Friday, which is pretty typical of bear market Friday or bull market Friday action, which we have been in somewhat of a bull market here, obviously, over the last 3 months. So context again is important. We're pushing up to those highs of 1370 on the SPOOs. You've got a VIX just falling away to nothing, and it's interesting where we are right now. I wanted to also just bring up a quick chart here to show a couple other things that I'm seeing on the bonds. Here is a bond market looking at 30-minute. 30-minute, we had a pretty strong breakdown. Bonds are, looking kind of interesting. We also had a 13 to mark on the daily chart. Just about, it was mid to late January when that happened. And we've been selling off since. Here we are, 130.25, and again, the recent 30-minute chart, you can tell, is pretty weak. We've weakened on the bonds. The other thing that we notice also is gold is also selling off. And I also wanted to bring up a daily chart of the ES here real quick, just to show something that happened on that Tuesday, Wednesday. We actually got the first sell signal, and that was this bar right here, actually on Wednesday, the day we started recovering. That was your first sell signal. That stays valid until we put in a new high. So until we close over this 1380 level, really, for a couple days. Right now on a daily, the last time we got one of these daily bars was back in mid-December. Turned out to be wrong, but signals are as they are, and it's a word of caution right now. And again, it's a tough market to play in on a swing basis. So if you're day trading, that's one thing. If you're swing trading, it's a whole other thing. It's on the weekly chart, we're also getting, again, if we're to pull this in a little bit, we've had a number of 13s show up. One was up in here that came off pretty hard, and where we are now, we're starting another countdown, maybe to the downside on the DeMark. So on a weekly chart, the last 3 weeks, everybody's getting kind of frothy, talking about how great this market is, but it's do or die time for the bulls. We're either going to go another leg up, maybe to 1420, 1450, which has been a target in my mind, or we're going to probably break down and again at least test this 1300 breakout area, which was back in here, back in this late area of 2011. So that's what I'll be looking for, and be careful out this week. We'll see you on the other side. And again, a lot of mixed messages out in the market right now, and we'll be back in later the week for some updates. Peace.